Christy Knight here for Card Player TV, and I've got Scott Clements here in the studio. Thanks so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
First of all, tell me how your series is going so far.
Series is kind of has had its positives and negatives. I've done really well because I made 2 final tables, and they were both over 6-figure payouts, so those were really nice. But I've only cashed 3 times, and that's a little disappointing. I think I've made 7 day 2s that I have not cashed in the tournament in. So
wow.
It's been quite tiring, and just now starting to catch up on sleep and ready for the horse event. It took a few days off before the horse event, and really excited and hoping for day 2 to be a little bit better than day 1.
Yeah, so tell me about your day 1.
Day 1 went okay. I have 123,000 now from the 150,000 starting stack. I started out really bad. In the first level, I got down to 132 at pretty small levels, and then the next level dropped down to like 118, and I think even my low point was around 115,000. And over the next round, I was able to build it back up and get close to starting stack, and for most of the night, I stayed right there in the starting stack and maybe had a high point of about 175,000. Lost a couple of big pots at the end, one in stud where I started with aces, and he started with a 3 flush, and I ended up making Broadway on the river when I was showing ace, king, queen, 10 on my board, and then I ended up rivering a jack with my ace, and then he ended up making a flush on the river, and I paid it off, but it was like a 60K pot, and I lost like 30K in chips on that one, and that one was a little bit rough, and then a couple other pots where I missed in the stud game. So
okay, well, that hand you were talking about, did he bet into you and you made that last call?
Actually, I bet into him. I had the lead because I had the ace up, and so I led into him, and then he raised me, and I thought for a while about folding and maybe something in my stud game. Maybe, like a lot of people were saying, it should have been a fold, and I haven't seen him try to raise the river on a bluff ever, and especially in a pot like that, you're pretty much never raising it on. But it's hard to fold for 4,000 more when the pot's 60,000. I probably should have, but I ended up calling, and it was possible that he could have had a straight, but pretty unlikely since my board is showing ace, king, queen, 10. It'd be a pretty tough bluff.
Okay. So now going into day 2, how do you feel? I mean, the blinds are still fairly low compared to your stack, so how do you feel?
I feel really good. I feel like yesterday I didn't get to play a lot of Omaha High-Low, and that's obviously my best game. So I played three rounds in a row of it where I didn't get to play even one hand, and I haven't really had any success at that game so far in the tournament. So I feel like if I can, maintain in all of the other games and maybe profit a little bit there. Like I really want to try to focus on the stud games and then the Omaha games. So Hold'em, I'm just going to kind of wait for my cards, but hopefully I can catch a little rush there. But if I can hit in some of the Omaha games, I feel like I'll be able to build my stack a little bit faster than yesterday when I wasn't hitting at all.
That's one question I wanted to ask you. When someone favors a game, maybe it's their best game, do you think that sometimes they might overplay that game even if they're not picking up the hands because they feel like this is their time to pick up chips?
Some people probably do that, and I really thought about that yesterday, and I made sure to kind of hold back, and I'm like, no, I need to play this game to the best profitable way possible against these opponents. And so I ended up, that might have been why I was playing less hands. Against weaker opponents, I'm able to play a lot more hands. In the horse event, you're not going to have real weak opponents. So I'm going to have to tighten up my game and play more of ABC type poker and really fold a few mediocre hands where I could play and still have a lot of value against weaker opponents because of post-flop play.
And I want to ask your opinion. Do you think that the 95-player field is a result of this event not being televised, or just kind of the way things are going as far as the economy and the $50,000 buy-in?
I think there was going to be a little bit of a dip, obviously, because of the market. I mean, a lot of people have lost money in all sorts of facets that they have investments in. So there's definitely going to be people that are not going to play because of that. I actually estimated that it would get probably around 120 before I knew it was untelevised. So when it wasn't televised, I kind of was like, well, I have no idea how many it's get. Maybe it'll only get like 80. But I mean, I didn't know. I thought it would still be somewhere in that 80 to 120 range.
Do you think that it would be a good thing if they televised it next year but made the final table no limit? Or
absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely. I think that's you have to give it to really get all the players in, you need to make it to be on TV. The only way to make it profitable and on TV is to make the final table no limit. I mean, it's tough because like you want to make it horse the whole time, but you just got to take what the people want.
All right. Well, thank you so much, and good luck today.
Thank you very much.
Christy Arnett with Scott Clements for Carp Bear TV.